Thank you very much, Mr. Vice President, and thank you, Ministers, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. New Zealand welcomes the attention this Assembly has drawn to the pollution challenges we collectively face. The Executive Director's report, Towards a Pollution-Free Planet, presents a sobering view of the increasing level of global pollution and its costs to ecosystems, human health and productivity, and the economy. But by coming together as a global community to seek solutions to these challenges, we can galvanise action. In New Zealand, we are well aware of the costs of pollution. Our natural resources are a significant source of our economic prosperity, our international competitiveness, and our way of life. New Zealanders value the environment as an integral part of our national identity. We work, live and play on the land, in the sea and in the air. Our ability to do this is one of the most cherished parts of being a New Zealander and one of the main reasons so many people travel so far to visit our country. The effects of poor environmental quality on human health and well-being are well documented and can negatively impact on the prosperity of current and future generations. We acknowledge the unique vulnerabilities of small island developing states. Pollution and solid and hazardous waste are major threats to the environments and sustainable development of our Pacific Island neighbours. With our environment being so closely interlinked with our culture and prosperity, New Zealand has developed an extensive legislative framework to protect and sustainably manage our natural resources. However, we need to keep adapting to growing or emerging challenges. In our 2015 report on the state of New Zealand's environment, it showed mixed results in our management of pollution. We are on the right track in some areas with improving water clarity and decreasing airborne particles and transport emissions, but in other areas we need to turn the trend around, especially in the ways we manage our land and marine resources. An essential precursor to developing the right policy responses is having an accurate and independent reporting framework. In 2016, New Zealand introduced legislation to create a system of regular reporting that enables us to have an informed conversation with the public about what is happening within our environment and what collectively we should do about that. New Zealand is committed to reducing and managing pollution, and it's not just government. This year we introduced a ban on all wash-off products, which was reconfirmed by our Prime Minister today, that contain plastic microbeads, which will come into effect in June 2018. Meanwhile, 2 of our major supermarket chains have announced they will phase out single-use plastic bags by the end of next year. This combined effort of government and business working towards the same goal is exactly what is needed to have a pollution-free planet. As a signatory party to the Montreal Protocol and the Basel, Rotterdam and Stockholm Conventions, New Zealand is committed to adopting international best practice on the trade and sound environmental management of persistent organic pollutants and hazardous waste. We welcome the global efforts that have already been made to address transboundary pollution, including under these treaties. Closer to home, we also acknowledge the unique challenges our Pacific neighbours face in managing pollution. We continue to work alongside Pacific countries through mechanisms like the Waigani and Noumea Conventions and through our development partnerships to support their efforts to manage and reduce pollution. And finally, at home, New Zealand welcomes the UN Sustainable Development Goals as they set a common vision for us all to work towards. While our domestic reporting provides us with a view of where we currently are, the SDGs provide all countries with a view of where we all need to be heading. The New Zealand Government intends to introduce measures to improve water quality, further reduce emissions from transport as part of our transition to a net zero emissions economy by 2050, as well as looking at ways to reduce the amount of waste we currently send to landfill. In all this, we will be working closely with Māori, the Indigenous people of New Zealand, business, local government, communities, NGOs and the international community. Thank you very much.